I like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Man, why the fuck can I say it now? Mariner, thank you. Empire of the Clouds was one of my most listened songs in the recent history. If I go watch my Spotify listening hours. It's quite a long song and it's about the biggest Zeppelin ever. Alright, so I actually have the tier list already made, so it's gonna be smooth sailing. Oh yeah, because I was making a video, so that's why I'm hidden. So let's move that upwards a bit. I hate the fucking ass. I could probably do that without. I don't care about Sepultura, sorry. So I'm gonna start with my favorite album of Iron Maiden, which is actually the first album I ever listened to, and it's going to be the benchmark of how I place my albums. So it's going to be Number of the Beast, and it's easily going to be an S tier. Right from the get-go, Number of the Beast is like really high octane. Invaders is, if I remember correctly, Invaders is the first song. Yeah, Invaders, Children of the Damned, The Prisoners, 22 Acacia Avenue, just fucking bangers, every single song of them. Actually, the least favorite song of that album is The Number of the Beast. I don't really care about that, but other than that, it's a fucking masterpiece. Then I'm gonna rank my least favorite album, which is probably going to be between. I just wanna make sure that I'm not making any. Yeah, it's going to be this one. Do I need to explain? Yeah, Final Frontier was, I don't know. Right from the get-go, the Satellite 50, I didn't really like that song. El Dorado was also one of the singles, I didn't like that either. Coming Home is okay, but that's about it. It has one song that is okay. So those are the benchmarks, like the best album and the worst album, in my opinion. Then I'm gonna do something that many people are going to question if I'm a true Iron Maiden fan. I'm gonna put Virtual 11 in A tier. I don't like Blaze Bailey, but I think the songs in Virtual 11 are actually great. And I've actually wished that they would play them more live, but I understand they don't. And Future Real is still like, even though Future Real is really generic, it's still a banger of a song. So this is one of the more controversial takes I have. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make another one next. So I'm gonna put Peace of Mind in B tier. This is one of Iron Maiden fans' favorite album, Peace of Mind. And I'm pretty sure it's mostly because of the Trooper. But other than that, the album is pretty like mediocre. Of course it has Where Eagles Dare and Fight of Icarus, but I don't like those songs. Die With Your Boots On, yeah, that's not one of my favorite songs. Revelation is actually the best song in that album, but other than that, To Tame a Land is okay. Yeah, I think that's a mediocre album. I'm gonna put another S tier album, which is going to be Killers for me. Killers was the next album I ever listened to, and in my opinion, Killers was a really interesting album altogether. The Ideas of Mars was a fun instrumental intro. Rat Child, of course, is a fucking bang of a song. Murders in a Rue Morgue, I like that one also. Genghis Khan, Innocent Exile, Killers, Prodigal Son, Purgatory. Like, it has... I like a lot of the songs in that album. I think it was well made also. Like, Steve Harris and company really like started to find out what sort of music they are going to make, and it went on to like Number of the Beast and many other albums also. I don't think Iron Maiden is an S tier album. I think Iron Maiden is an... Well, Iron Maiden has also like many good songs. Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorite songs all time. Transylvania is a fun instrumental to play. Remember Tomorrow is actually a great song. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Iron Maiden in between these. Let's put it today. I think Killers is better than Iron Maiden. And Number of the Beast is way better than Iron Maiden. What's next on the line? Dance of Death. Not many people like the album. I think it's fucking awesome. I remember the Dance of Death tour was fucking great. I can throw Brave New World also to the S tier. Dance of Death and Brave New World are probably like on par with Killers. Even better. I think Number of the Beast is way up there. Like, Number of the Beast is so high on my list. Like, there's not many albums that compare. But yeah, Dance of Death and Brave New World, I still listen to them almost every week. And play with my guitar them almost every week. What about Power Slave? Let's see. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight. It's... If only there were more songs like Rime of the Ancient Mariner, then it would be an S tier album. But unfortunately, I think it lacks in that sense. It doesn't have the grandiose like storytelling. Aces High is fucking awesome, but yeah, Power Slave is gonna be an A tier. I like Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Man, why the fuck can I say it now? Mariner, thank you. Is also one of the top songs ever, in my opinion. Especially live, when they have played it. They rarely play it live, but when they play it live, it's like everybody loves it. I'm really torn about Caught Somewhere in Time. I would want to put it in S tier because even though not a lot of Iron Maiden fans like it because they brought in like synths and keyboards, but as a matter of fact, it has a really... There isn't a bad song in that album. All of the 8 songs are fucking awesome. So I'm pretty sure you need to put it there. If I would put these in order, like left would be the best one, it would probably look like something like this. That's my top 5. Top 5 albums of all time from Iron Maiden. Seventh Son is another one, like a grandiose, like storytelling album, which I've loved love and custom, but it's not as good as the top 5, so it's going to be an A tier. A tier album. No Prayer for the Dying. A waste of space, if you ask me. So it's gonna be a C tier. It's like... Yeah. I'm looking at the song list and I'm like... I can pick up my guitar and play you No Prayer for the Dying, because it has a nice melody, but that's about it. The melody is almost like 80% of the songs of Iron Maiden, so... Not thrilled with that. And then there's going to be another hot take, which is the Fear of the Dark album. As you can see, fan favorites like Peace of Mind and Fear of the Dark aren't actually my favorite albums. Yeah. Afraid to Shoot Strangers was great. Of course, Fear of the Dark is like a legend in itself, but other than that, From Here to Eternity was a pop song. I think Fear of the Dark was like almost the same as Metallica's Black Album. Not my favorite one. I've purposely left the X Factor in here because it gets a lot of flack because of Blaze Bayley. But again, like Virtual 11, it's not as good as Virtual 11. But it's not the worst. It's not... I think it's maybe better than No Prayer for the Dying. Fear of the Dark is better than that. The order is actually this. That could go either way. Yeah, so X Factor is pretty much the same. Then there's 2 albums left, which is... I'm torn between them. Book of Souls, again, has the song I've been listening the most in the recent history, which is Empire of the Clouds. An 18-minute mammoth of a song. But other than that, Speed of Light is shit. If Eternity Should Fail isn't a good song. It's 8 minutes long, but it isn't a good song. When the River Runs Deep is actually a good song. The Book of Souls is shit. Death or Glory is fine. Tears of a Clown is fine. The Man of Sorrows is actually kind of funny. It's interesting. But yeah, it's a mediocre album again. But because of Empire of the Clouds, I have to put it in B tier. If it didn't have Empire of the Clouds, it would be a C tier album. But because of Empire of the Clouds, it's C tier. B tier, sorry. And Matter of Life and Death is... These are Iron Maiden albums. I'm ranking them because there's a new album coming. A Matter of Life and Death, I really liked the album when it came out. Like, I don't know why. Because I listened to it just another day, couple of days ago. And majority of the songs are really fucking shit. Like, Brighter Than a Thousand Suns is the best song in the album, in my opinion. Different World was fine. Okay, you're just fucking around. Rock band or something. Even a person who doesn't listen to Iron Maiden knows what the fuck or who is Iron Maiden. Especially if you live in the British Isles like you are. You can't miss Iron Maiden. It's basically... Well, it's not as big as other British rock bands, but yeah. It's actually the biggest metal band. Who that is. You need to go and listen. But yeah, A Matter of Life and Death is probably going to be a C tier. Reincarnation of Benjamin Brigg was actually interesting. For the Greater Good of God is in the same level as Fear of the Dark, Dance of Death, Blood Brothers, other good ones. So yeah, I think that's my list, and it goes from left to right. So I need to put this in front of X Factor. Yeah, pretty much. I'm okay with the list now. So my top 5 is my favorite album of all time is Number of the Beast, Dance of Death, Somewhere in Time, Brave New World, and Killers. Hot takes, Virtual 11 is A tier in my opinion, above Iron Maiden, Seventh Son, and Power Slave. And my B tier has Peace of Mind and Fear of the Dark, which are actually kind of popular. And Final Frontier is way low. Way low. Well, that's my list. And did I get it right? I think I got it right.